Hello, my name is. Welcome back to my channel. Um, for any of you that has is here new and has never been here before, what I do on my channel is I do a live stream every Thursday, 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. You would also find my minimalist bullet journal setup that I do every month. At least I try to do. Um, I am a disabled crime fiction writer, so and all that means is that I have back issues and mobility is a problem. Um, I also dabble in do-it-yourself timers that I use on my live stream for writing sprints. Today, what are we doing today? Um, Today, Sunday, the 20th of March. I am watching, and as I try to tilt you over a little bit, the World Wide Write-a-thon. I've been, for any of you that have watched me or watched my streams, I've talked a lot about wanting to do a mental health um, series, I guess. And by that, what I mean is I want to start talking about my mental health and what's been going on. How did it start? How is it going? Hopefully, what the end of the journey is, as far as specifically because I am currently speaking to a therapist, and I want to discuss what that process is. I have seen her 4 times, so every 2 weeks, so 2 months now, and I'm finally like good enough, and I learned a little more about myself that I can start talking about. This is what happened. This is what we think it is, me and my therapist, and this is what we're doing. So this series, I say with complete honesty, is more for me than for anyone else. I am a big proponent of documenting things that happen in my life. I have to do a better job of that, and I'm hoping that this will be a good start to that. So, this is the introduction of my mental health, and I also want to add some information about my physical health that that just happened, because I said I was going to do that as well. So, this one is mental health series update. I'm not sure what the title of this is going to be yet. I got to make sure that I name it correctly. But I also want to add what's been going on with me physically as well, because that may have something to do with each other. But so, I'm asking myself a couple of questions as an introduction, and my first question is, what happened, or what did it take for you to say I need to see a therapist. I need to seek mental health help. I have been diagnosed for a while now with chronic anxiety, chronic depression. So, me and my wife have been married for going on 14 years. We've been together 14 on January. We'll be married 14 on April 10th. And I've always, I've always been the one that has been working. I support my family that way. I've always had a job and stuff like that. About 3 years ago, my doctor basically told me, listen, I don't think you could work anymore. I got to take you out of work. And I'm like, okay, because I've been talking to him about, listen, can I, I'm having trouble going to work. Like, I'm having trouble getting up. I'm having trouble just getting to the job. So anyway, this happened. I actually quit my job on December 10th, 2018. Me and my wife has, been fine. She has been supporting us without a problem and all that. Um, so pandemic hits. I'm fine with the pandemic, which is weird to say. I was writing a lot. I was the most productive. I was the most focused. I was ready to go. No problem. 2021 comes around, and that focus and that drive is like not there. Not like it started. It was okay, but not as good as 2020. In 2019. Fast forwarding a little bit, 2022 comes around, and me and my wife have been in the same house together, because we are introverts and we don't like a lot of people. Like we don't go out much except for shopping, doctor's appointments, stuff like that. So we've been in the same house, closed up without much break from each other for 3 years, 3.5 years. So I start realizing that I'm snapping no matter what she says, no matter what she does. I snap at her for no reason, clearly no reason. She starts realizing, like, hey, what's going on? You keep picking on me, per se. And I'm like, I don't know. I don't know what's going on. I know that it's happening. I'm trying, like I'm trying to figure out how to, not do it, but I just keep doing it. We get into a kind of a big fight, and she's like, listen, you got to do something. Either you try to get some help, or she didn't say, oh, we're gonna break up or anything like that, but like it's gonna be a problem. It's gonna lead to a bigger problem. So I'm like, no, I'm gonna call mental health, and because I don't know, I'm feeling different. Something's wrong, and I'm not a person. I have to preface this by saying, as biased as this may be, or as what I can't find the right word, but once you hear what I'm saying, you'll probably tell me the right word. I grew up in a family that Hispanic, Puerto Rican, macho men that went to work every day, that did, that provided for the family. That was always a big thing. Education and providing. That was drilled into our heads by my father mainly, but my parents. You have to support. You have to do what you have to do for your family. Blah blah blah. And throughout growing up, I heard a lot. I'm going to say it that way. We don't need mental health. We can figure it out ourselves. We can, mental health is for, and I'm not going to say anything, I'm not going to mention anything, because, not because it's, whatever I'm about to say, that it doesn't make sense anymore, so I'm not going to say it. But we, specifically the words were, we don't need mental health. We can do it ourselves. We can take care of ourselves. We don't need that, drilled into our head. And not in like, my father made sure that it was drilled into our head. He just kept saying it. So as a young kid, you absorb that. We don't need mental health. So anyway, now at the age of 44, never been to a mental health facility at all. Never asked for help from a therapist, psychiatrist, whatever. And so the reason I went is like, listen, I'm snapping at my wife. I've been with her 14 years. I've never snapped at my wife. We've had arguments. We've had whatever, like normal, like a normal relationship. Things happen and you get upset, or you're upset and you take it out, whatever. It happens a lot. We understand this. No matter how many years you've been together, because sometimes the longer you are together, the more things bother you that didn't bother you at the beginning. So anyway, so I went. I called. think it was in September. They told me, the lady that I'm actually my therapist now, said, well, okay, let me get your name, your phone number, your information. But we don't have any therapist available. And the next available appointment would be in January 2022. This was in September 2020. But what we can do is, if there's any cancellation, we'll let you know. I'm like, okay, yes, let me know about the cancellation, yeah, because I'm all for that. And I didn't hear anything about any cancellation. Anyway, my first appointment, and I gotta look into my bullet journal because I have it written somewhere. January. January 21st, 2022. And that was a phone call appointment because it was the week before that. But she had to change it because she got COVID. Okay. She took down the abnormal information, intake, all that stuff. But then at the end, she's like, okay, so what's going on? What do what's going on with you? Why are you seeking help? And I told her, I'm like, listen, I have chronic depression, chronic anxiety. I have all this stuff. But the problem is that I've been snapping on my wife for no reason. I can, it's not normal for me. Something's wrong with me that I'm snapping at my wife, So, and then we started talking about, a little bit about family history, blah, blah, blah. I talked to her about my father and, that he's now, I can't say celebrate. My brain went to celebrate, but the March 15th, 2022, he passed 5 years ago. So, so it's kind of still like a sore subject for me, because no matter what, he was my dad, and through all his ups and downs and problems that he may have had, he loved us, and he did everything he could for us. So, it's still missing him and not having him in our lives. In my life, it's a problem. As far as missing him and wanting to call, but I can't, stuff like that. Anyway, at the end of that conversation, when she hung up, I turned my phone off, and I started crying like a baby. I go to my wife and I'm crying. She's like, "What's going on? What's wrong? We're just having why don't you just speak it to your therapist?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I just finished." She's like, "So why are you crying?" And I know we started talking about what's going on, what's happening, what's mom, dad, brother, like all the normal first day stuff. And she looks at me and she knew exactly what happened, So the best way for me to explain it is, I've had all these feelings that I had bottled up inside that I didn't tell many people about. There's things that I told my therapist that first day that I didn't even tell my wife, believe it or not, as much as I love her. There's certain things that whatever you want to call it, ego, pride, man thing, I don't know, whatever. I didn't, so I told her, because when I got that appointment, I'm like, no matter what happens in you, well, I told myself, looking in the mirror, by the way, no matter what happens, you're going to be open, honest, and don't hide shit. The only way to get true help is to tell your truth, whatever that may be, how easy or hard that may be. So I, since then, from that day on, I've made sure to be honest and open in my therapy sessions. And I have been, I think. I've talked about everything from things I didn't want to talk about, like my father and, childhood and stuff like that. And I'm not going to give too much away because that's coming in another video. So that was the, so the reason for me going was snapping at my wife. Something was not wrong. Something was not right with me. I knew something was wrong. It's not normal. And I knew that it had to do with mental health. I knew I was depressed. The reason I was crying, I opened the valve, this is my way of phrasing it. I opened up a valve and I let everything out. And the emotions after that was something I've never experienced before. And I truly believe that the more we stuff things in and don't have an outlet, and I'm not saying everyone should go to mental health, I'm not saying that, but whatever it is that you have to do, a lot of people write about it in their stories. A lot of people talk about it on their videos, on their podcasts, on whatever, on their blogs, all of that. I'm not that. I was never that type of person. I think that I've always thought that family stuff is private and nobody needs to know. And I realized that this is more about you and your journey through life and what's going on. You need to let it out because it's gonna bottle up inside you, like it did, and it's gonna be terrible. Excuse me. So this is a quick introduction, even though it's 22 minutes here, but it's a quick introduction of my state of mind, what was going on in my life, and finally reaching out, getting help. My only wish is I wish I would have got the help in September, October. Excuse me, instead of January. But I know that everything happens for a reason, and I'm happy. I probably, if I would have had it, I would have got the help in September. I probably wouldn't have the therapist that I have now, and I don't know what it is. Since the first appointment, I felt at ease speaking to someone else. I felt comfortable enough, like if I was talking to a friend or family member. It was whatever. I don't know how to phrase it any better than it was the most comfortable I felt with a therapist or a doctor or anything like that ever in my life, ever. And for those of you that have seen any of my videos, know I am currently disabled. I am have Addison's disease. Take a steroid every day since 5 months old. The best video to show you all of that is is Megan McCarthy's chronic illness and disability tag that I did. Yeah, so so far it has been amazing. I'm gonna talk to you about appointment 1 and appointment 2. I'm trying to get my facts together and make sure I do that. I want it just to be an introduction of, okay, I'm doing a series. I'm doing a few videos. I don't know how many because I don't know how long I'll be in therapy. I could be in therapy for the rest of my life. I don't know. Um, but I also believe that the best thing I could do for me, my mental health, is to document it. So that's what I'm doing here. I will make sure to cut out quite a bit of this. I'm going to put it at 20, 30 minutes most. Probably, I'm hoping to have it less than that. Okay. Now we go into my physical health. What's been going on? Okay. I did talk about this in one of my lives. I haven't really talked about it much after, because I said I was going to do this video and I was going to add what's actually going on. And I'm going to spare you some of the gruesome, not gruesome, but to me gruesome. I went to a doctor's appointment because I was, well, I guess I can't. When I was peeing, I saw some blood. Each day, it didn't change. It didn't, like I was still seeing spots of blood. I told my wife, "Oh, I think I'm gonna have to go to the doctor because something's not right. It don't, like, it's not all blood, but it's enough and constant enough every day, every time that it's kind of worrisome." So I've also been having. The other reason why I went is because I've been having migraines. Every time I woke up, I had a bad headache. So anyway, I went to him and I told him what was going on. I thought it was a urinary tract infection or something to that effect. After blood work, ultrasound of my bladder and kidneys, they tried to get a CT CAT scan for my head, but they couldn't. What's it called? The insurance didn't pay for it, so I never got that done. Anyway, about a month later, I would say 3 weeks, a month later, I get an appointment. He tells me, "Listen, we got to talk." The receptionist calls me and says, "Hey, listen, doctor wants to see you about your blood work." And I know my doctor enough to know that when he calls me about blood work, something's wrong. So I'm like, I told my wife, "Hey, listen, just got a call from the doctor. He needs to see me about my blood work." She's like, "Oh." I'm like, "Right, you already know." So anyway, they go over my blood work and blah, blah, blah. And he tells me, what we found out was that you have chronic kidney disease. Those 3 words hit me. I can't even describe how hard. I think what I said was, "What the fuck?" I can honestly say that, like, if I didn't say it, I was definitely thinking it. He tells me, "But listen, we're at the early stages. You're only stage 3. And I heard stage 3. My only thing about stages is that I know of is cancer. My grandmother had cancer. She died from cancer on my mother's side. So when I hear stage 2, 3, 4, like, I know, I'm like, "Oh, stage 3. That's close to stage 4. Oh, crap." I later find out that stage 3 is the median, I guess, where they're concerned about it. They don't want it to get any worse. The doctor, I guess, trying to get me to understand or get me to a place that I can say, "Oh crap, this is real." He said, if we don't get this fixed now, and you don't do what we tell you to do, the way we're telling you to do it, you'll be in dialysis in 5 years. Max. So my head is already reeling from chronic kidney disease, stage 3, and now, oh crap, I could be getting dialysis. All my worst fears are coming alive at this moment. So he said, so what he told me was, how much water do you drink? None. None. He's like, what do you mean none? No, I don't drink water. I don't like water. I can't stand it. Well, I need you to start drinking 8 cups of water a day. And I'm like, okay. I need you to stop your salt intake. Because, they were talking to me about fast food and, I should start cooking in more. I should start baking and not frying. I'm like, listen, me and my wife don't go out to eat much. Once a month, maybe. We really don't buy fast food. My wife bakes everything because she has her own health issues, that she knows that baking and air frying and stuff like that is way better than frying in oil and stuff like that. What I do, and maybe you could tell me if this is a problem or not. No matter what my wife, I can't say that. Depending on what my wife does for dinner, mashed potatoes, certain meats and stuff like that, I add salt. Always have added salt. I've added salt for at least the last 5 years, maybe more. You're like, well, yeah, that'll give you the same thing like if you're eating fast foods, because everything is the sodium is so high. So I'm like, okay, cut out the salt. There's no strict diet. There's no strict anything, but more water intake, less salt, take out the salt as much as you can. Don't eat salty foods as much as possible. And then they started taking away non-steroidal medicine from me, which is a little bit of a problem because my back is so bad that non-steroidal medicine has been helping me at least relieve it enough so I could go to sleep or whatever. So yeah, that's the new diagnosis. I'm fine. I'm good. I'm still productive. Like I said, I wrote 1,308 words yesterday. I have some words on the screen now. And yeah, but this was a small, I'm hoping, an introduction of what was going on. These videos, I don't know how long they will be. It's just me talking on what I'm feeling. It could be longer than I want them to be, but how many times are we going to do this video? How many times are we going to update me? And please understand that it's not that I'm saying for me, as I don't care about y'all. I hope this helps by me having these videos up for myself will help somebody else with their mental health. And then realizing, hey, this is going on. Something's going on. Something's wrong. Again, I can only talk about my experiences, and what I've been feeling and what I've been going through because it's mine, so. But yeah, this has been an introduction to my series, Mental Health, and what's been going on with my mental health. I've had 4 visits. Should I have done this video before? Yes, 100%. But I needed to, you need to know, you need to have clarity on what's going on with you before you could tell yourself or anybody else, hey, this is what's going on with me. This is what she diagnosed me with. This is what, we're talking about and how that has helped me. So, my promise to myself is to be as open and honest on these videos as I am to my therapist. And I don't know what that's gonna look like because I'm not a person. I'm not a person that likes to tell everybody my business, but I think it's necessary for my health, for my well-being, for my mental health for sure, to discuss this. And yeah, sorry about the emotions. I'm telling you, I can't talk about it without crying. I'm telling you. Anyway, again, sorry. Yeah, I knew that doing this video will bring out the emotions because I'm still opening up that valve. I have to let it, letting it out little by little on our visits with my therapist. But continue to open and be open on these videos will help me out more, and just for me to let it out, So I don't know what that's gonna look like, guys. I don't know how. Like, I don't want all my information. Like, there's some stuff that it would be good to, to let go of and to talk about. There's other stuff that I may be closed off in a video. I hope that you guys enjoyed this. I hope that you guys found out a little bit more about myself, got to know me a little bit better. And I hope that this is something that you would follow my journey and maybe get some help yourself with it. As always, I am disabled, and I don't say that just to say it. I say that to say this: I am disabled. I am home a lot. Anybody that wants to reach out to me, my links are below. Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, comment section, whatever. I have an email. Whatever it is, I am open to helping anyone and everyone as much as they want. Like, even just talking. One of my biggest thing about being on this AutoTube community is the community itself. I want to interact more. I have been interacting more. I am also now looking into doing collaborations, and I have a couple. Talking about collaborations, I'll be on Tuesday, the 22nd, on the Radius Files with Colin Clark and Adam Stevenson. This will be my second appearance on their show. Okay, I was just finished editing my mental and physical health video that I am posting today, Monday, and I didn't like how I ended it, so I am doing an outro. So yes, before I do the outro, I need to correct something that I couldn't correct and I couldn't edit out or fix because it was in between two very important information. So it made it difficult, at least with the software that I'm using. My first appointment, let me start over. I called mental health on September 15th, 2021. They told me I couldn't, the next available appointment, because they didn't have any therapists, was January 15th, 2022. In the video I said 2020, or it sounded like 2020. I want to correct that. I called them September 2021. They told me they didn't have an appointment until January 15th, 2022. Okay. First and foremost, I want to thank you guys for watching this video. I hope it wasn't too long. It was a little over 30 minutes. I'm trying to get it close to 30 minutes, but this was longer because it was not specifically just my mental health. I did promise I was going to add what's been going on with my physical health and my feelings about that. So it did go over a little bit. I'm sorry about that. Um, and I also kept saying that I'm doing this video for me. And I am. I'm documenting it for myself so I can look back later. Um, but I hope that you found something helpful in this video. I hope that you can relate in any way. I know a lot of people have mental health problems, mental health issues, excuse me, not problems. Um, and I hope that this was helpful, and me documenting it will help you as well. So again, thank you. Um, I appreciate you all. Do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe, as it helps the YouTube algorithms and hopefully promotes this video so more people can see it. I thank you. I appreciate you. I love you, family, and thank you for watching and sticking with me and waiting so long for this video. I appreciate you all. God bless.